In geopolitical expert Harley Lippman, friend of the show as well now. Harley, if you're there, very good evening to you. Thank you for joining us. You were listening in there to Spencer Critchley's, who will not be writing, any eulogy for President Trump one day if you need it, let's be honest. Not exactly going to be his PR manager, are you, Spencer? But Harley, look, let me just come to you on this situation.
You could not pay me enough.
No, clearly. Let me. Go on, Harley.
I'd like to respond to what Spencer said. And if we ignore the name Trump, let's just go through real factual accomplishments. Number one, he got the hostages freed. I don't know if anybody else would have been able to do that. That's extraordinary. And it ended the fighting in Gaza. It ended the suffering of the Palestinian people and the Israeli people. And they have a plan to try to turn Gaza into an oasis of a civilized place of opportunity for everyone. So let's see what happens, but you have to give credit for getting the hostages out and stopping the war. Second accomplishment.
I agree about the hostages. The plan for Gaza is no doubt going to be an oasis of corruption, but I agree about the hostages. And if I may, my point is not.
Hang on, no, just hang on, Spencer. Hang on, let me just hang on, Spencer. Let me just let Harley carry on because you've had a while.
Yeah.
Go on, Harley.
Yeah, I want to give another one in foreign policy, and that is to deter Russia from attacking the rest of Europe and bringing on World War III. We all know the only thing that Putin respects is power and strength. And President Trump got the European Biden couldn't even get the European nations to pony up to 2% that they agreed to. And when Putin looks at this and sees that the European nations are spending 5% of their GDP on defense, this may deter and probably will deter Putin from attacking other European nations, which prevents a bigger war. Only Trump did that. That's a Trump accomplishment. Yes, he vexed European leaders. Yes, he's controversial. Yes, he said many regrettable things, but you can't deny that accomplishment. Third accomplishment, let's talk about it from a humanitarian perspective. The people of Venezuela suffer terribly. There was an election almost 2 years ago. 75% of the people voted for the opposition. The government that's in power now took the election away from the people, and they live under terrible conditions. Now, the story is not over yet, and it looks like there may be elections in 6 months or so. But Venezuela is finally turning around, and people are being liberated. Not since World War II have we seen anything like that. And then let's go to Iran. You know, nobody disputes that.
Excuse me. Before this list gets any longer, if I may, because the list gets so long that we get lost in the weeds, checking off all these items. Putin sees Trump as the greatest gift he has ever seen, and Trump has put NATO in grave danger of collapsing because of his threats to, for example, annex Greenland. And I'm sure Putin can't believe his good luck at how easy it is to manipulate Trump, who's constantly arguing Russia's case for it against Ukraine, our allies. And in Venezuela, he overthrew a vicious dictator, which I think is if it had been legal, would have been worth celebrating, but replaced it with the vicious dictator's number two, and the only reason that he wanted to do means. But even if Trump were highly competent, even if he were delivering on his economic promises, for example, to reduce prices, even if he were having these foreign policy successes, even if he weren't, frankly, not only an international laughingstock, but a laughingstock within the Republican Congress. When they speak privately, they're notorious for expressing their contempt for him, as has Marco Rubio, J.D. Vance, and most of the rest of his cabinet. But even if he were effective,
that's not true.
He is this is all a matter of record. He has the problem is that he is attacking democracy. He's corrupt and he's attacking democracy.
Go on, Harley, go on.
Yes, I'd like to respond. So You raise fair points. I am also disturbed by his response to Putin in relation to Ukraine. I worry very much about Ukraine and very troubled by that. So I agree with that. But let's not digress on all his many flaws and weaknesses, Greenland and others. It's a lot of noise. Let's just look at concrete results.
It's hardly noise to destroy NATO.
No,
again, my point is the attack on democracy overrides everything else.
I didn't interrupt you. Can I please complete my thought, please? Thank you.
Sorry.
So it's all right. So I want to go, and by the way, to your comment about Venezuela, the story is not over yet. There are reasons to believe that this is the first phase, that there will be free and fair elections, but the United States government has to manage that process. So the story is not over. I understand your concerns, but I want to go quickly to Iran and then China, and then I'll listen to you. So with Iran, I think everybody agrees that 80% or more the Iranian people detest this brutal regime. In 2 days, they murdered between 30 and 40,000 of their own peaceful demonstrators, slaughtering them in the streets, following the wounded to the hospitals and slaughtering the rest. He is doing something to push back against this regime. And this is the world center of terrorism. It's an existential threat to European countries and the United States. What's unclear about death to America for 47 years? There is no country in American history that's been more obsessed with destroying the United States than Iran. Even China doesn't want to destroy the United States, and that's America's #1 adversary. They may want to economically dominate, but they don't want to destroy the United States. And what Venezuela and Iran is about is two themes. A, liberating people that suffer, irrespective of Trump's motives, irrespective of his behavior. If the result is he liberates these people from a dictatorship, that is a miraculous, wonderful thing. And you and Democrats can't get over your hatred of Trump and give him the legitimate credit that he deserves.
Okay, so
but more
I'm going to interrupt you.
wait, I'm almost done, and then I'll listen to you.
Because you're characterizing.
I'm almost done. If I can complete my last point. I'll complete my last point, and I'll be quiet and listen to you, Spencer. Okay. So my last point is this.
Guys, I'm so sorry, guys, but we have run out of time, but it was a nice long conversation. I would love to have you both back again, because you obviously are incredibly well informed and feel really strongly about your positions.
I'd be happy to, and I agree that the Iranian regime is
Harley
awful.
Lippman. Thank you, guys. Thank you both so much. Right, let's have